Hi there, Emmanuel here, and today I want to talk about the three massive problems with trying to learn Forex for free using YouTube videos. Yeah, this is, if you're new to trading, or maybe you've been in it for a while, and you think to yourself, well, why should I pay anyone to teach me how to trade? You know, when it's all over the place, it's all on YouTube, it's all over the place. You can learn for free. And you can see this. I've done a search, learn Forex for trading for free, and you can see there's tons of stuff. This person's got a 4-hour course. So, you know, a lot of people think this is the way to trade, you know. And in a second, I'm going to show you how you can have access to 5, 6, 7-figure earners, right, that have learned how to trade Forex consistently and profitably. And you can get access to them completely for free for a week. And you can see how they trade this new strategy. And, you know, how they do their risk to reward, and ask them questions, anything you want, completely for free. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. But getting back to this, yeah, so actually learning to trade for free, there's so much information out there. Do you know what I mean? But there's three massive problems with that. The first one is free is the most expensive way to learn, because you're going to find out in time, if you haven't already, that majority of people don't make any money in Forex. And the reason is because a lot of them are trying to do it this way. They're trying to learn for free. There's tons of information out there. I'm just going to show you some. You can learn this sort of stuff. Baby pips. Yeah, they show you charts. They give you a little course on support and resistance. Look, trend lines, all this sort of stuff here. You know, they show you different charts where the setups and reversal patterns and all of this sort of stuff is freely available out there. How to trade based on support and resistance lines. These sort of imaginary lines that we can draw on a chart, and we can sort of say to ourselves, right, this is a line coming down. It's very subjective because it's not a set line. We kind of all draw it the way we think it's gonna go, touch 3 points and all this sort of stuff. And then we think, right, price is gonna come, touch this line and then drop, you know, and this is also the reason for that. The second massive problem with that is that because the banks put this information out there. This is how the banks use to take your money. Yeah, trend lines, support and resistance, supposed support and resistance lines. You see a line there. You think when it comes down, it's going to hit this line, it's going to go up. It's done it a couple of times. It's a sure thing. And then, because the banks can see where people are putting their orders in, this potential support line, people are thinking, right, it's going to touch and go. The third time it comes, I'm going to put my order to buy. I'm going to put my stop loss just underneath this line. And you're not the only person doing that. Millions of others are doing that. And the banks can see that because it's a potential trap. So what do? They come down and they whip through this line, supposed line, take everybody's money, and then maybe they turn and they go in a direction that you thought they were going to go anyway. And you think, oh my God, that's why can't I make this thing work? It's a trap. That's one of the massive problems with learning this, because this information is put out there purposely. That's the way that's the only way that banks, higher institutions can trade. They can only trade by taking your money. So if these things all worked, if everybody was so successful using this, you know, everybody would be successful in trading then, rather than, you know, if everyone used these patterns here, like this head and shoulders, all this stuff freely available again, descending triangles, wedges, all this sort of stuff that you can see on the charts. And they're so clear to see. I mean, this is why sometimes when you see a trend line or support line, you think, my God, this is so perfect. It's because it's put out there to be perfect, you know? And if all these things worked, why would we have this? And this is one of the third reasons, and I'll go into that a little bit more. But 90%, this one says, but I believe it's a lot higher. There's about 97% of people fail using Forex because there's a lot because of this sort of stuff. It's traps. We're programmed to kind of follow this sort of stuff, you know, and then they whip price around and we just follow this sort of stuff, you know. They actually worked out that if you win 1 in 6 trades, casino owners worked out that if you win a hand 1 every 6 times, that's enough to keep you in the game. So even though you're losing overall in your trading, if you get 1 win, say every 6, you suddenly think, whoa, yes, I'm getting this, I'm learning it. Even though your 5 losing trades has almost decimated your account. You've had that one winning trade and you think, yes, I'm learning. But overall, your profit to losses, you're in a big, massive hole. Yeah, but it's almost like our mind is programmed for that slight little win. That's what keeps everybody in the game. That's what keeps this level so high, And then the third and last massive problem we're trying to learn with this free stuff is they don't talk about your mindset. They talk about strategies. They talk about all this sort of stuff, but they never talk about your mind. And that's really the difference between the 3% that do earn money and the 97% that don't. They've worked on their mindset. They know about what we call risk to reward. So, they've worked on, they work out and they get trades in certain areas where they're making, like, say 5-1. So you can afford to lose more trades than you win. If a strategy tells you that you have to win more trades than you lose, it's impossible. I'm not saying you can't, but that's what a lot of what we call retail traders do. The ones that do win. There is, say, 2% of traders that do win. There is 2% of traders that do make this sort of stuff work, that do make this trend line work, but their risk to reward is quite low compared to a strategy that I'm going to tell you about in a second, where if you know roughly where the banks are coming, then you can get in with such a low risk and a massive reward, and you can afford to lose more than you win. This is what you want to do. So these are the three massive problems. Like I said, I'll summarize them again. The first one is free is the most expensive way to learn. Second is there's traps, all these sort of so-called patterns and all this free information out there. That's the way the kind of institutions want us to learn to trade, because that's the way they can accumulate their money. Trend lines, support, resistance, all this sort of stuff. And then the third way is they don't work on their mindset. Do you know what I mean? If you want to be a successful trader, you need to start looking at your mindset, because the mindset really is one of the biggest parts of the game of a successful trader, and most don't look at it, which is why most fail. So listen, I hope you got some value from this. Like I was saying earlier, if you want to come and trade with us, I trade with 5, 6, 7-figure earners, and we trade something called the banker strategy, where we've kind of worked out the places on the charts where banks have to come. Yeah, they have to trade a certain way, and we've worked that out, and we can get much more pinpointed entries and get higher risk to reward. So if you want to come and have a look at that strategy, come and see if it's for you. Come and trade with these top earners. Ask them questions, maybe even get some of their trade suggestions. So sometimes during the week they give trade suggestions. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a link below this video. You just have to click on that. And once you've opted in, you'll get completely free access to this group. It starts next week, Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 5 p.m. GMT. And it goes on all week. Yeah, so all week you're going to get this training. And if nothing else, you're going to learn a new strategy and something that potentially is more profitable than this sort of learning from YouTube. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, if that's for you, I'll leave links below. You just click on that. You get completely free access to that. Yeah. So again, hope this helped. If you do have any questions, then please don't hesitate. Just leave it in the comments box below. If you did get value from this, then just take a second, just give it a thumbs up, and think about subscribing to the channel, and also remember to tick on the bell icon so that you do get more stuff that I do put out. All right then, once again, thanks for listening. Until next time, you take care. I'll speak to you soon. All the best.